Have you ever felt like you're running faster than everyone around you, yet somehow you're still the one falling behind? Maybe you wake up earlier than everyone else. Maybe you sleep later than everyone else. Maybe you sacrifice weekends, comfort, health, and relationships, yet the results never seem to match the effort. If you've ever wondered why working harder isn't changing your life, this story might change the way you see success forever. Because once, there was a man who almost lost everything, not because he was lazy, but because he believed effort alone was enough. His name was Marcus. Marcus was 34 years old and owned a small bakery in a busy town. He inherited it from his mother, who had run it for 25 years. The bakery wasn't big, but it had potential. And Marcus believed in one thing more than anything else.
No one will outwork me.
Every morning, Marcus woke up at 3 a.m. While the town slept, he was already kneading dough. He baked every loaf himself. He decorated every cake personally. He cleaned the floors. He handled the cash register. He managed inventory. He answered supplier calls. From 3 a.m. until 8 p.m., Marcus worked non-stop. His hands were covered in small burns from the oven. His shoulders ached constantly. He survived on coffee and leftover bread. At night, he collapsed into bed too tired to even scroll through his phone. His wife, Elena, would sit beside him and say softly, "Marcus, this pace isn't sustainable." But he would reply the same way every time. "Success requires sacrifice. I just need to push harder." Across the street, another bakery opened. It belonged to a woman named Sophia. She was about the same age as Marcus. Her shop was similar in size, but her approach was completely different. Sophia arrived at 6 a.m., not 3 o'clock. She closed at 4 p.m., not 8 o'clock. She hired 2 assistants. She invested in modern ovens that baked faster and more evenly. She focused on 5 signature products instead of offering 20 different items. In the afternoons, she experimented with new recipes, studied customer trends, and posted consistently on social media. Within a year, Sophia's bakery started attracting long lines. Marcus couldn't understand it. "I work twice as many hours," he told Elena one night. "How is she earning more?" Then came the winter crisis. A sudden increase in ingredient prices hit every bakery in town. Flour, sugar, butter, everything became expensive. Profit margins shrank overnight. Marcus reacted the only way he knew how. He worked longer. He added new products, hoping more variety would bring more customers. He reduced his sleep to 4 hours. He refused to raise prices, believing hard work would compensate for the loss. But exhaustion crept in. One freezing morning, after working 18 hours straight during the holiday rush, Marcus felt dizzy while lifting a heavy flour sack. His vision blurred. His chest tightened. The sack slipped from his hands and burst open on the floor. White powder filled the air as Marcus collapsed beside it. He woke up in a hospital bed. The doctor stood beside him with a serious expression. "You're severely dehydrated, sleep-deprived, and dangerously stressed. If you continue this way, your body will shut down. Bakeries can recover.
Earths sometimes don't."
Those words echoed in his mind long after the doctor left. That night, staring at the ceiling, Marcus whispered to Elena,
"I got everything."
"Why isn't it enough?" Elena squeezed his hand gently. "Maybe it's not about giving more. Maybe it's about doing it differently." 3 days later, swallowing his pride, Marcus walked into Sophia's bakery. He expected competition. Instead, he found warmth. Sophia welcomed him in and offered coffee. Marcus didn't waste time. "I don't understand," he admitted. "I work from before sunrise to after sunset. You work half my hours. Yet you're thriving.
What am I missing?"
Sophia smiled thoughtfully and walked him to the back kitchen. She pointed to 2 mixers. One was old, noisy, and overheated quickly. The other was modern, efficient, and powerful. If I use this old mixer all day, she said, touching the worn machine, I'll be exhausted fixing problems. But if I invest in the right system, the work becomes lighter and better. She continued.
You're doing everything yourself.
That feels noble. But it's not strategic. She explained her principles clearly.
First, systems before sacrifice.
I automate what can be automated.
My events are programmable.
My inventory is tracked digitally. I don't rely only on physical effort. Second, focus creates excellence. I sell fewer items, but they're exceptional. You sell many things, but none stand out. Third, energy is an asset. If I'm exhausted, I make poor decisions. Rest isn't laziness. It's preparation. Marcus felt something shift inside him. He had confused suffering with success. Over the next months, he began changing. He reduced his menu to 8 high-quality items. He invested in better equipment. He trained an assistant instead of doing everything alone. He raised prices slightly while improving quality. He scheduled 1 full day off each week. At first, it felt uncomfortable, like he wasn't working hard enough. But slowly, results began to change. His products improved. Customers returned more frequently. His profits stabilized. And for the first time in years, he had dinner with Elena without falling asleep at the table. 6 months later, during the next holiday season, Marcus worked 8 focused hours a day. Yet his bakery earned 45% more than the previous year. Not because he pushed harder, but because he worked with clarity instead of chaos. One evening, as he locked up the shop at sunset, something he had never done before, he realized a simple truth. Hard work builds the foundation. But strategy builds the future. You are not meant to destroy yourself in the name of success. You are meant to think, design, improve, and grow. So before you decide to wake up earlier tomorrow or sleep later tonight, ask yourself one question. Are you simply working longer? Or are you building something smarter? Because effort without direction leads to exhaustion. But effort guided by strategy leads to freedom. And freedom is the real success.